healing when their butt fuck across the map overextended right into Reinhardt's asshole. Like, yeah, bud, sure, I'll heal you through his guts.
I love it. But yeah, one of my main stories I have to tell is well, I'm in a sports team, right? Not in real life, a gaming sports team. It's called Magica, and I am one of the top Mercy mains. Yeah. And I've seen some toxicity, okay? There's been some toxicity, right? And I'm being garbage with Widow right now. I don't know. I think it's because I'm concentrating on something else. Doesn't matter.
I'm being garbage at everything.
Oh, ow. Okay. Anyway. So, me being one of the higher ranked Mercy mains, which isn't a lot, I had to constantly be on edge because we had other Mercy mains and our team was way bigger than 6 people. So we always had to fight to see who would get who each night. It was constant mess. And I remember just one game, that's all it took, and like that's what really started everything. I simply said, since we had a Brig, he was, they just had their shield up, never healed anyone, literally never healed anyone. They're still in it. I'm friends with them. Yes. Do I like them? No. Because they literally... Okay, I can't deal with talking, but yeah, pretty much what I'm saying is that I remember one game, I was just healing our Widowmaker, and our soldier, this was in comp, by the way, they thought comp was the good time to be doing this. I said, I'm gonna heal Widowmaker, because soldier can heal himself, and for some reason they got like really triggered by that. And they were the secondary healer, by the way, like I said. Hold on, I'm trying to...
Literally, not only are we getting our ass absolutely ravaged, but we're playing, like, one of our teammates is someone I used to be friends with, and the same reason that we're not friends is what I told you earlier. So, what is with tonight, bro?
Was it Dragon Slayer?
Yep.
That's funny, because they used to be my friend, too. Yep.
Oh, man. The universe is testing me.
I'm sorry, stream, if, my garbage Widow. I'm usually good, and Kaz can definitely testify, since they saw.
Well, I'm retarded, so I'm not the best witness. It's like taking Dopey from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to court as a witness. It's just not a good idea. But I can attest that I've seen him do some gnarly fucking like bullshit with Widow, stuff that would piss me off.
But yeah, so I said that and it set them off, and they were just like, you should be healing everyone, that simple stuff, even though they're the secondary healer, and their prime job is to keep me alive, which they were really bad at doing. Oh, I just got, okay. And
fuck that soldier up! Thank you.
I think we're just gonna have to talk about this stuff out of the game.
Well, see, I don't know about you, but I'm really good at multitasking. Like, I can game and talk shit at the same time. You know what it is? It's from my Black Ops 2 days. When I had no choice but to be able to play and talk shit. How do you think I was top 3 of the leaderboard, like, every match? But still had like, oh wow, I was the last kill. The Bastion, I'm done. I'm so tired of it. Like, okay, let's talk toxic teammates. Toxic teammates. Let's talk about it. Let me just endorse our buddies here. Oh, thank you for that.
I don't know if that's sarcastic or truthful.
Oh, that's... Okay, anyway, toxic teammates, that fucking Dragon Slayer, like, I know that, not by any means that I have, like, gold elims, but I feel like our Briggs slash Moira did a little bit more, wasn't as good on the heals, and then obviously I wasn't paying attention to what you were doing, but I always assume that you're doing fine. And I need to understand why it's always our teammates. But, you know, and people will be like, oh, well, they could say the same about y'all. I'm like, okay, but listen, I'm not the one, like, running in like fucking Rambo, forgetting it's a 4v4, since obviously we're doing the elims. Like, yeah, I know that you want to get your picks, but people throw strategy out the fucking window, and it drives me fucking mental, bro, because it's a strategy game. And instead they act like it's Call of Duty, like, oh, I'll respawn, it doesn't matter, and they don't give a fuck about their KD ratio. It's like, you shouldn't give a fuck about your KD ratio, not really. There are way more important things to worry about in fucking Overwatch than your KD. Like, I get it, yeah, it's good to balance out, like, the life that you have with, like, plenty of elims and whatever, but sometimes that just ain't how it fucking happens, bud. So you should always focus on things that can be done. Like, for example, as an Orisa, is it possible for me to get a quad kill or a team kill with my supercharger just on my own? It's possible. It's not very fucking likely. So am I going to focus the whole fucking game around trying to do that? No, because then I'm not going to be putting in effort to anything else. If that soldier's strictly on his own, just relying on his little circle heals, yeah, he was getting the elims that, oh, were supposedly so good, but he was also giving them all the picks that they needed to win. Like, they don't think about it strategically. They're just like, oh yeah, well, I'm getting all the elims. Yeah, but you also have the most deaths, because you're out fucking running around like a dumbass. That's probably why our fucking Moira switched to Brig, because our fucking soldier, bud.
Yeah. It's so
tell me I'm
stupid.
wrong. Just please tell me I'm wrong.
There was nothing wrong with that.
Okay, thank God. I'm like, am I tripping or?
Anyway, back on the break story, and they did the whole, oh, you need to heal everyone, da 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 da, even though they're perfectly capable of healing the soldier. And I explained myself in the argument too, and it was an argument. I don't know why it was such a veracity that they came at me with, but I responded with the same. And I was like, because he can heal himself. I kept track of his cooldown. He had it. So, yeah, I'm gonna heal the chick who can't heal herself instead of the guy who can perfectly well heal himself. Sorry. That's the same thing with, like, Roadhog and Reinhardt. If you see a critical Reinhardt, I prioritize Reinhardt if I see that Roadhog hasn't used his smoke thing in a while. Because he's just gonna get, you know, he's just breathe it in, get it over with. I don't need to, you know. But they literally were, like, screaming at the friend in the party who happened to also be a Mercy main, which that's why I didn't like that team, and I'm still in it. Don't play with them that much anymore, though. Because there was like 7 Mercy mains. Constantly fighting. There were 2 of us. Her name was Winter, you know, from our gamer tag. Then there was me. We were the top Mercy players, and we did not fight. We were actually really nice. I still am friends with her. Right? But, you know, it's just a constant, you know, if I picked Mercy, she'd sigh. If she picked Mercy, I sigh. You know, it's like, we want to play them, but, you know, there's so many people to do it with that no one can pick an actual decent comp anymore. But, yeah, they got mad at me for this. And then, he was like, Winter, you play Mercy next round. And Winter was like, I don't know about you, but Mercy can only heal one person at once, and Soldier can heal himself. And I was like, I hit like a Mariah Carey high note. I was so happy. Because it makes sense, though. I can only heal one person. And they were a Brig. Back when Brig was like, oh my god, like Goku, right? So, there was just no reason why, like, they couldn't throw some armor. They never healed me. And I'm sorry, okay, and here's a rant in general, right, of the whole game. If you are a secondary healer, heal your primary healer. That should be basic common sense, should it not? If you're Zen and the Mercy flew out there, res, but she came back critical, yeah, she self-heals, but give her a Harmony Orb. You know, like, keep her up. Don't just leave her bleeding and for her self-heal to regenerate. No.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing I've noticed. Like, Mercy requires the most positioning. If not, she is the most important healer in the game for her playstyle. Right? But you can't spray me down a little bit more. You can't throw something at me, Brigitte. Like, now I could expect Ana, right? Because, you know, it's kind of hard to shoot with Ana whenever, whatever happens. But, like, then there's no cooldown. Just chuck it at me for a second. But, like, yeah, I might script on positioning and stuff, but you heal me. I am keeping you alive, and I'm keeping everyone else alive. And you're just throwing a Harmony Orb to you know, do the little bit of damage they've taken, while I'm sitting caring for the actual, like, people that are critical of dying on the floor.
Yeah.
You can throw a healing, like, it's not... But, let me try to think of another one. I had one time where they forced me to play Orisa, and there were, like, toxic Norwegian people. Now, like, obviously, yeah, if everyone in the world has lost common sense who's watching this in the future, I do not think Norwegian people are bad. That's quite obvious, but
yeah,
okay.
I'm like, I've got lots of German, Norwegian, Scandinavian in me, so, and we're like best friends, long distance, so.
Yeah, I have German stuff too, so, yeah. Anyway.
I think almost every white person has, but yeah, continue.
Yeah. Yeah. But they would just yell at me. They would be like, "Can you go Orisa?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, and I'd say, like, because I don't know how to play Orisa. I know the basic. But I'm not gonna
reset. Well, sorta.
And, they would scream at me every diva ult because I didn't put down my shield, even though they just watched me put it down. I cannot rethrow. Okay. And they were playing on. One of them was playing Ana, and were complete terrible. Like, stop. Don't tell me. I'd be sitting there critical, like, okay, you might, like, here's another thing. You might not be the main healer, but you're gonna heal me. Like, I don't care how much or how much effort you put into it, as long as I am gaining health, I will like you. It's basic. It should be basic. Yeah. But still, like, it's just, I'm getting screamed at in Norwegian, something I can't understand. And the reason I know, because I could hear Orisa every once in a while, and then they'll say something in chat, like, what? And they're, oh my gosh, the Ana though. I've never heard, like, okay, a heavy Norwegian accent screaming DPS, do something.
That is, wow.
I was just like, oh my god. Because it was right, though, because I was literally, I had, like, gold kills, which is, you know, it's just like, I'm sitting on this payload doing nothing. Everybody else is doing their own thing, but I have the gold kills? Okay. But, I don't know, I think the worst part is toxicity towards Widow. Now, yeah, there's sometimes where Widow doesn't work, right? And there's times where I've been with Widows that people have yelled at in me being Mercy and them actually being good. I've had that happen a lot. I've had pure toxic people. I've had literally people who would ask me to a Widow 1v1, and I normally, you know, I would just kick their butts, but then, for no reason, his friends joined in, and so there are 3 Widows. This was in a No Limits, you know, whatever, like, custom game. There were 3 Widows, and every time I walked out, I saw a shot go at me. And they're like, come out, 1v1, no, it's obviously isn't a 1v1 anymore. And then for no reason, every time I walked out, the Mercy would just come and shoot me in the head and kill me. Because I was just like, hi. And I'd be like, why are you killing me? Like, 'cause I can. If you say 'cause I can, I'm gonna rip your teeth out, just so you know. But, I will. I mean, I'm not, it was so stupid. And then I decided I was just, like, gonna stay in point because I had the visor down, and I was looking at them all just stare at the entryway. And they're like, come on, zombie, just admit it, you're a trash Widow. I'm like, you haven't even seen me. Because you're literally having a firing line against one person. I'm not going to be carefree, obviously, so you can calm down. Like, I don't get it. They're like, oh, you a decent Widow? Yeah, I'm a decent Widow, but that doesn't mean I could take on a whole 6-stack. Like, seriously?
Yeah, exactly.
I just had to end up leaving it, and you know, just with myself, that hurts. Because you feel like you're giving in, but at the same time, it's better for you. Because when they say that stuff, it's just reeling you in. It makes you want to stay and just beat them.
Yeah.
But there's just sometimes you just give up and leave. And that's what I did, and they never talked back to me. Never texted. I thought they would, but they did not. And that I'm so very proud of that to happen. Trying to think of another toxic time. Oh! Also happened in Majika. Our Diva main went Symmetra. And when we were like, what are you doing? They're like, I'm playing because it's quick play. And he was like, this is comp. And they're like, oh! And they cost us the game. Was I mad? Yeah. Whatever. And they were like, and, you know, they always had that one friend, the friend that would always stick up for them, who was that Brig. Yeah, it was like, they didn't, it says comp on the top of the screen. No, the quick play and comp have different layouts. Even on top of the screen and quickly, it says quick play. It was obvious, it was comp. It started with all the ranks, too. Just to showing it was comp. Well, am I saying this person's lying? No, I'm saying this person's retarded. And whenever I talk to that person again, I'm kind of close friends with them still, because they're a gold border, but they're in bronze. Okay. And they said it was because they had sucky teammates, which I believed, but that was a year ago. You haven't climbed a single bit. Like, I know, you know, you can keep getting them, you know, but a whole year.
Yeah.
But, and I asked them about if the person who played Brig wanted to play again, because I did not let go of it, but I was, you know, I was starting to just, you know, be okay with it. And they were like, no, they don't want to do it anymore. They don't want to play comp anymore. And I was like, why? Is it too stressful? Because they were always such a crybaby. They cried about everything. They were an adult, and they cried about everything. It was a trans girl. Not that that really matters, but, you know. Her name is Luna.
Oh, it's those hormones. It's those hormones that they have to take.
Yeah, God. And I'd be like, oh, you know, Brigida has auburn hair, Mercy has blonde hair. They'd be like, I have every hair color in my hair. No, you don't. Shut up. Now, you could have a few mixes. Because I don't know what happened, but if you look closely at my hair, I have gray streaks. Like, actually gray streaks in it. I have been blonde once. Then I went brown. Then I went blonde again. I have had many different hair colors in my lifetime that were natural. But I could sure tell you that if you have red, blonde, and brown hair, which it could be possible, you're not going to have pure black. Calm down, you're not special. I hate the gift to God, like, personality. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
And we had one person there who was genetically perfect. Yeah, apparently a doctor said he was genetically perfect. I'm like, okay, I didn't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like,
fucking cishet white guy probably.
It was, and I was sitting there and I was just like, how can you be genetically perfect?
Ew, that's like a fucking neo-Nazi dog whistle right there. No, it actually is though, because they talk about how they're the master race and everything. They're the ideal race. Oh,
like how Hitler was like, oh, the Aryan race is the best. Blue eyes, blonde hair.
Yeah.
Even though Aryan race is not even a race, it's literally just genes.
Yeah, racists, in case nobody's noticed, are straight fucking retarded. Have you ever met a smart racist? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, no, obviously, yeah, that would not happen. But yeah, apparently they were genetically perfect, and I was like, okay, I was like, how about, and then I was just like, we lost the game too, the comp game, and I was like, oh my god, like, I was like, we need more call-outs, and they're like, well, you can't blame it on us. So I'm like, I didn't blame it on you, but I could definitely tell you the genetically perfect guy didn't have to go in a whole 50-page essay monologue in the middle of the game. And they were like, but we were just talking about it. He wasn't showing off. I don't think anyone can be genetically perfect. You can't.
Yeah, you can't, because perfection, so to speak, is completely up to perception. Like,
yeah, and especially, I'm sure nobody in the human race is perfect, okay? No one's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, certainly fucking not. Take a fucking look around, bud. You think this is the race that has perfect in it?
Yeah, like, seriously, like, the people now, there is no perfect here. There was no perfect back, like, in the colonies, no. Perfect is not, you know, and you can be genetically perfect, because, you know, each gene doesn't really affect your lifestyle. Well, it does, in a way, but, you know, it doesn't necessarily affect how you live your life. If you have blonde hair, you can eat food. If you have black hair, you can eat. It doesn't change the basic of life. So it doesn't, you can't, because each gene has literally something different to offer. That's what it's meant for. Difference. Not supposed to be perfect. How can a hair color be perfect? How can an eye color be perfect? How can your skin be perfect?
It can't be. It's just neo-Nazi bullshit, man.
It is insane. And they're like, oh, and if they were to find it, because, yeah, it was a cishet. Like, if a female is exactly the same, I'm like, okay, you're not going to find a female that's exactly genetically perfect, because that one doesn't exist, and neither do you.
Literally, I'm not even kidding. The more you tell me, the more he sounds like a fucking neo-Nazi. Like, straight up. Like, what he basically described is that he's looking for pure Aryan fuck! Fuck me for watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Arya Stark, Aryan race.
Aryan Stark. Which is what, you know, they call for, like, breeding purposes or whatever.
Arya Stark.
Yeah, right? I'm like, fucking hell. But, like, seriously, it's, ugh.
Like, the guy wasn't even that good. We had one person, though.
They never are. The cisheads that are all cocky and fucking talk mad shit. Like, remember that toxic motherfucker we were playing with that said, oh, I'm gonna carry y'all, I'm gonna carry y'all? And then all he did was, like, play Genji and, like, spam I need healing while overextending the entire fucking match, and then bitching about how we were playing when it was his fucking playstyle that needed some work? If I hear one more person say that I don't group up as Orisa, I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm. You group up with me!
You're like, group up!
You stupid fuck! I spam group up with me all fucking game and nobody does fucking anything. And I know some people are like, oh, I just do it to spite them, like they want to spam it, I don't group up with them. Oh, okay, cool, so you want to throw away a potential loss because you're a petty piece of shit that doesn't know how to play Overwatch. Awesome.
The only people, there's either 3 or 4 people who do not need to be, you know, when they don't really kind of need to pay attention. When someone says, group up, Widowmaker, because, you know, her playstyle literally is not near the team. Sombra, because she is made to be a flanker. Reaper in certain cases, because sometimes when he can be with the team, sometimes he can do the whole flanking Sombra thing. And Pharah, because she's in the air.
Yeah, group up with me, you just see a Winston tries to, like, fly up at him. Excuse me.
But yeah, like, those are literally the only people who have an excuse in their existence not to group up.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not ready. I'm not gonna wrap this up. We have so much more to talk about. I have so many stories. I should have wrote down, like, notes for this or something.
Everything that pisses me off is always fresh in my memory.
I had my highest healing I've ever done with Mercy is 22,503.
Damn, that's like my fucking damage block on quick play.
And so, literally, I remember that game, someone was like, why are you healing Mercy? And I was like, you literally were bored without senses.
Yeah,
without touch, without sight, without smell, without feeling, I don't know.
And you have a brain, but, like, the light's on, but nobody's home.
Yeah. Stupid. Like, what do you mean? What you mean? And my highest res game was 18 reses in a game.
Damn.
I was constantly doing something. And no one said anything whenever that card pulled up, saying 18 reses.
Of course not.
Because they instant loss in argument, instant loss. But all I ask for people who want to be rezzed, don't be freaking on the moon while I'm here in the center of the earth. Okay? And do not well, no, actually, something you can do. Please try to die at a corner or near a corner so I can use that as cover so I don't get my head blew off by Miss Spider-Man over here. Well, not Miss Spider, I don't know. The chick, yeah, Widow, we get it. But honestly, like, why? I'm not built to do this stuff. I'm not, Mercy especially. I can take out Widows, but I'd have to do that before I res you. And that flankers being useless. That's what really makes me, whenever there's a Widowmaker, and we have a Genji and Tracer on our team, and sometimes we even have a Winston. You dive on Widows, I saw you. But, I would just sit there and I'm like, yeah, am I the retarded one here? Because I'm sure that Mercy isn't supposed to be the one killing Widowmaker. Matter of fact, Widowmaker is supposed to see her, and Mercy's only, like, she can pay attention to Widowmaker, right, where she is, so she could hide properly. But it's really not her concern, is it? No, because she's supposed to be protected. It drives me crazy. It's like, why? It's just basic common sense. I'm gonna hide behind your shield. Keep it up. Right? Like, when it starts breaking, go ahead, whatever. But I've had so many where I'll be like, okay, Ryan, I'm rezzing behind you, don't put down your shield. And he'll have it, like, in a few bullets will hit it, it's not even cracked yet. He'll put it down insta-sniped. And I would literally flip the whole map upside down. I am such a kind person, but if you somehow chip me away to anger, you have to be you can't be human. You cannot be, your brain cannot exist in the human spectrum if you somehow chip me down to that level. But, like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand why Overwatch has to have such a toxic player base who think they're the best in the world when, matter of fact, they're bronze.
Me.
I've had people text me from the enemy team telling me I'm trash because literally one game I was flying to a teammate and there happened to be a really hurt Brigitte with her shield up, and while I flew by I just did a quick melee, right? I didn't stop the Guardian Angel. I just melee during Guardian Angel. It killed her, and she just kept on flying. And they blew up. I don't know why.
Because people get when the enemy team says you're trash, that's how you know that you're getting better.
And it's like, I've had one person like, "Kid, you saw Battle Mercying. What do you mean? I'm the only one getting kills, and you're not hurt. What do you mean?" If you see when I start Valkyrie, what do? I start up the healing thing first. Then, if I see, or, if everyone's stable health and maybe one person's maybe half health, I'll be like, okay, second healer, right? Can take care of them. It's not, yeah. And so I'll pull out my gun and I'll hunt the Widow because I want her gone. I do that almost every game because I want the Widow gone because she's not really a problem for me because I can position correctly and just be hard to hit in general, especially in Valkyrie, because what Widow acts like, think of a snake, right? So what happens when a predatory bird comes down to get the snake? Well, yeah, there's the whole pick 'em up thing, but to the birds who can't do that, what do? They hold out their wings and get its attention with the wings, then stomp it or peck it to death, right? Well, that's kind of what Mercy's wings do when they're in Valkyrie, and they're supercharged and glowing, freaking blinding everyone in a 120-mile radius. It's kind of hard to shoot her as Widow.
Yeah.
And that's probably a good thing. But I think I've really cared. Do you have anything else to add, Kaz?
No, sorry, I'm a little
Oof, okay.
distracted.
Well, that concludes my whole issue with the Overwatch fan base, and I wish they would really get better, which I don't know if it will. Does not matter, because this,
Not if they keep fucking spoon feeding the DPS!
Yeah, especially because, you know, McCree needed that extra shooting speed because they counter goats. I'm like, then just don't freaking just buff one person, right? That would suck, right? But I'd rather have one person than a whole six stack of like literal gods of heroes. It's not okay. And they don't care when people beg them to start, because they pro players are retarded though. On like, because they understand I've seen some really derpy moments from the Overwatch League, and I'm sure to tell you, I don't know if this, but I'm not even sure the Overwatch League is even a comp game, you know, ish, that they set up. It's probably just a custom game that they added these players into. It does not just, yeah, like, especially, like, I just think of people who just rage up there. Like, I've seen, there is a YouTuber, not gonna say his name, because I'll just, you know, it's kind of obvious who he is if you have any, like, knowledge of Extreme Overwatch League. And he rages, like, all the time. Briggs in the game, rage. Sombra in the game, rage. And it's not because, like the enemy Sombra, if she hacks him, freaking out, freaking destroying walls, killing his own team, loss. Like, like, obviously you can't kill your whole team, but it's stupid how it happens that way. I just find that people like that really don't need to be in the Overwatch League, because people want to become just as good as them when they act like children. So, but I have really nothing else to talk about. But if anyone finds this video, thank you for watching, and have a good and have a good day / night / whatever's happening.